Peter. Pete.
Yeah.
Pete, I worry about you to a level.
We all love a good based on a true story film, even based on a real person's film, but that's not what we're talking about here today. We're mentioning a different type of based on a real person's work. Think Larry David and his sitcom Curb Your Enthusiasm. I mean, how inspireful could a comedian be that he creates an 11-season show based and represents his entire livelihood? But that's what I'm going over today. Different shows and films that are based on the people playing them. Is it too much? Did they take it too far? Well, we don't know until we go over them and see. This is the phenomenon of media based on my life.
Hello?
Hello, Dwayne?
Coach Buono, Calgary Stampeders.
Oh, Coach. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Listen, I'm calling with good news. We got a spot for you next season.
What?
Maybe on the game day roster if things shake out the right way. I can arrange a plane ticket, get you back up here in a few days.
This was the call I had been waiting for, because it forced me to make a choice.
Coach,
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a very influential person, influential for his multitude of blockbuster films, but influential enough to inspire media on his life. Well, what do we know about The Rock? Well, his early days as a WWE wrestler, his films. What about other parts of The Rock? Like, did you know that The Rock is half Samoan? What that makes you think of? Moana? Where The Rock is one of the main characters' voice actors. Or what about his backstory? Did you know that before joining the WWE, The Rock has been a football player for the University of Miami, which is represented very heavily in the football-centered show Ballers. Ballers is a show about Spencer Stasmore, an ex-football player who now runs a financial center to manage fellow players' money, where this show focuses on the football part of The Rock's life, such as his playing days for the University of Miami. But if a show inspired by his backstory wasn't enough, I present to you Young Rock. Literally from his name, the show follows and based the life of The Rock from his childhood, growing up in a multicultural household, to his football days, him joining the WWE. This is the full-on inspired by The Rock show, and we could see in different media there's some type of inspiration of The Rock on a lower level, such as we mentioned before Moana being half Samoan and all. Same thing with the Fast and Furious movie Hobbs and Shaw, the part where he heads back to his home and meets his roots and all. But you could understand to some degree how The Rock would have inspired multiple types of media. After all, he's doing The Rock Johnson, a movie star, a WWE legend, but a comedian?
First off, how will you know for sure that I'm not on drugs?
Yeah.
You won't. Now, in terms of you, Pete, I worry about you to a level that I don't worry about you. I have worried about you so much, so deeply, for so many late nights, and then gone on my computer to see that you're courtside with fill in the blank, not just enjoying the game, laughing your ass off with them.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about Larry David and his life based on sitcom Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm talking about Pete Davidson and his universe of multitude of different types of media based on his life. The Peterverse, you would call it, where the Pete Davidson show based on his life, the 2022 show Bupkis. Pete, played by Pete, I wasn't joking when I said that was based on his life, goes on about being a comedian. Although the show is a comedy, it shines a darker light on the life of Pete Davidson. You could say it's Pete's attempt at relatability, but if one show wasn't enough, a Hollywood film is definitely taking it too far. Or not, the 2022 movie inspired by the life of Pete Davidson, film where he helped write and produce, the film takes a lot from his life, where Scott not Pete Davidson grows up in Staten Island, and his late father who passed away as a firefighter on 9/11 while he was a child. And lesser Pete Davidson related themes such as weed, tattoos, and his mental health, which is again another shot of relatability by the comedian. An honorable mention of a Pete Davidson inspired work would be the 2019 film Big Time Adolescent. You could say in most of these works he pulls an Adam Sandler, as most of the time he be playing himself and the same character over and over again, which makes sense when the film or the show you're playing is based on your life. I thought one comedian was enough to mention. After all, there's many comedians who have many work inspired by their life. Larry David, for an example, Louis C.K. and Jerry Seinfeld. After all, if some actor's life find themselves represented in a show or a film, good for them, I guess. After all, what an extra film or a show would harm anyone? Don't like it? Don't watch it. But it's definitely strange in itself for a comedian or an actor to have a show based on them. Literally just that. But I gotta stop recording and go back to watching Young Rock. I'm just kidding, or am I? That was all I had for you today. Thanks for reaching the end of the video. It really takes me time and effort to make these videos, so I really appreciate it if you leave a like or a comment. But until next time, goodbye.